Right, it's time now to give the workshop a quick restoration job. The saw table itself, I've got lots of marks on it that I want to get rid of, which has happened, not rust, it's happened because of products staining through cloths that I've covered over with. The bench tops, all of them, just using them, they get damaged, they get marked. So I want to strip them back and get them all revarnished. Then we've got the fire, which it goes like this every year. I don't know why it happens. Getting too hot, probably not in me. I burn too much stuff in there. But I want to give it a good clean out. Now that we don't need it anymore, the temperatures have gone up. Clean it out, clean it off, and get a good coat of paint. I'll be away on a business trip for a while, so I'll have plenty of time to cure, but it will not be getting used anyway. Probably September, October before it gets used again. The bandsaw top is looking quite tidy. There's no any stain marks on there. So there's no point for doing that. Now I've got a video out there already for doing this table, but it's very simple, my method. Yours might be different. My method, very simple. Scrape off any lumps that you've got onto it using a scraper, a flat scraper of any kind, even a standing knife blade will do it. Once you've got it all nice and flat, I then just use my oscillating sander. I'll start with sometimes as much as a 60 grit to get it polished down. Now the won't say 60 grit long, they go flat very quickly, so you go through a lot of discs. And when you write down, keep going down to 240 and just keep doing it. The more you do it, the better you get on the finish. Then wipe it all off, because you'll have a lot of black gunge on there. Wipe it all off with white spirit. Then I use my big buffer, just a very slow buffing tool with a buffing pad on it, and teacup, blobs of teacup, and just go over it all the way, and that will just, like a car body, it just polishes it all off nicely. You can keep going till you get another finish if you want. I don't. I just want a nice flat smooth surface that will allow stuff to glide. Then clean all that off again and oil it, and that's it. I do it every 6 months, every year, something like that, depending on how bad it gets, what it needs. But it's a very simple process and you need to keep up to it. Right, now sand down all the wooden tops. That's going to be a lot of discs. Right, and this is the first sanding down. I've just taken it down with a 60 grit, just to take the surface off, get any bumps and everything out of the way. It's quite coarse, but at this stage that's what we need, quite coarse. Being MDF, it does take hammering quite well, but as you can see here, there is places where I've decided I will put a bit of filler in, but most of it is just pinprick holes, nothing too serious. I'll now leave this 24 hours to cure and then go over with the next grade, which will be a 120. look at the way of it, that's all the tops now sanded down to 240 grit, nice and smooth, or as smooth as they need to be. Remember, we're not making polished furniture, we're trying to make a nice workable worktop. Remembering it's MDF, we've taken the surface off, now we'll have to reseal it all again like we did when we first bought it when it was new. Again, I'm using Rustin's MDF sealer, it's as good as any. You use whichever you want, as long as it's a reasonably good MDF sealer. Don't try any substitutes, they don't work. With this stuff, don't faff about with the little brushes and stuff. Just get yourself a decent sponge, get the tin, pour it on, it's a big area, pour it on and just spread it out. The sponge will absorb and move it around as you need it to. Right, as you can see here, just one coat wasn't enough. There's still dry patches. Now you can't over seal this MDF, but you can definitely under seal it. You'll find it very difficult to get your varnish to finish evenly. So it's far better put a bit extra on. Right, 2 coats of MDF sealer has been done. Which has proven to be enough. I've then redone the edge feature colours that I like to do around these edges, edge caps that I have. It just makes it stand out a little bit, gives you a little bit of interesting appearance. Next we're going to go through the process again of what I did when I first fitted it. We shall start off with a primer coat. Now the one what we use, the MDF sealer, is not a primer, it's just a sealer. We want a primer coat of varnish, and that will be a 50-50 varnish and white spirit. We'll give that a coat, see how it seals. If it soaks in a lot, we'll give it another coat. If it lays and fills, then we can go straight on to a neater 100% mix, which we'll want a couple of coats of that. So we'll get on with mixing that. That's going to be 200 fluid ounces. I'll put 200 fluid ounces of white spirit in. Okay. So again, leave that for a bit, let it dry, and just see how it's taken, see if I need any more. Now the priming coat's done, what I want to do now, between each layer of top coats, which should be 2 of them, go over with the orbital sander. Not a random orbital, just an orbital sander. You want a very light, taking off dust particles, that's all we're doing. And I put on here 1200 grit, but I've also run that on sandpaper to take any grit off of that as well. So very fine is the key to it. And now we're going to go over with the first coat of totally neat, nothing diluted in it. Don't just smash the table too much. There now you can see just after one coat of the neat varnish, it's already starting to look very shiny. But it's not as deep as I would want it. So, again, another coat after I've given it a quick rub over with a very fine sandpaper. I can see the pimples in it. We want to get rid of them. That would just enrich it all. So, a quick blast over with the sander and then another coat, and we'll come back tomorrow and see what it's like then. And whilst I wait for this lot to cure, which I want to give it 48 hours on this last coat, because it is the last coat, let the varnish really cure hard, and then when I sand it over, it will just polish it off. Otherwise it might start dragging a little bit. So 48 hours. While I'm waiting for that, I've got the fire to do. Yeah, I think you'll agree that's looking a whole lot nicer now. Right, now that is now done. All I want to do, I can feel fine bits on it, so no more varnish. It's had 48 hours. I'm just going to go across with an ultra fine piece of sandpaper and the all-book sander, not a random all-book sander, just a all-book sander, and just take off any bits of dust to make it so it's just that polished feel. And that's it, job done. Yes, that's as nice as it needs to. Okay, so that's it. Now, I'm going away, big job, so that means that this is going to get over a month to cure before I come and start working on it again. Right, do the other two, and that's it. Job successful. So as you can see from when I first started this video, the differences that we've had are I know it's taken best part of a week because of waiting stages. Each stage you've got to wait a bit till it cure before you get the next one. Workshop's pretty much out of action for that week, but it's only once a year. And especially if you're going to have your workshop on YouTube, you want it to look half decent, don't you? And sort of tidy. Set the example to everybody else, that's the idea of it. Right, well, hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you've got any questions, put them in the bottom. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. As I say, I'm away, so I might not be getting back to you straight away. Okay, if you like it, smack that button at the bottom there saying you like it, and don't forget to subscribe. I need all the subscriptions I can get. I've only got a few thousand. So come on, please get subscribing. Right, well, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.